All right, welcome back to the channel. And I'm driving my 1995 Suzuki Sidekick for a 4-month update on my mouse protection system to keep the mice from eating the plug wires under the hood of this and some of my other cars. All right, 4-month update coming your way here in the Shade Tree Garage. Stand by. All right, as I said, this is a 4-month update on the mouse protection system I installed to protect the spark plug wires on my old reasonably dependable 1995 Suzuki Sidekick. Now, I installed this protection system last May, and so far, crossing my fingers, knocking on wood, it's done fine. Now, let me give you a little history. For the last couple of years, our family's been plagued by mice and possibly other rodents chewing our underhood wiring. And I mean to pieces. They ate all of the wiring on the passenger side lighting system on my wife's Jeep. Now, on my Dodge Journey, my daily driver, they chewed the oxygen sensor wires completely away, and some other wiring as well. On this Suzuki here, their wiring of choice has been plug wires. Earlier in the spring, I put the third set of plug wires on. Now, after the first 2 times, I'm looking for a way to slow things down, to make it more difficult for these mice to chew my plug wires. And then they're not just chewing one end or damaging it. The whole plug wire from the distributor cap to the spark plug boot will just be gone. And I don't know if they chew it off and drag it somewhere and have a spark plug wire field day, but the wiring would just be gone. And so last May, when I tried to start the car, and it had one plug wire intact. The rest had been chewed all to kingdom come. On the third set of spark plug wires I replaced, I decided to do something to make it less convenient for the mice to chew my wiring. So I've got this split, I don't know if you can see it or not. This is the common split loom sort of shielding that auto parts stores sell, and it's a popular method to neaten up the wiring under your hood, especially if you've got a car and you don't want it to look so haphazard under the hood. And a lot of manufacturers use this type of shielding or sheathing to try to protect their cables under the underhood, their major wiring harnesses. So this is popular also by manufacturers who are using it to kind of protect their wiring harnesses under the hood from heat and other damage under the hood. Well, obviously, let me show you the close-up. You can see there that they were the mice were well on their way of getting access to chewing this thing off. They got 3 of them, but this was the only one intact. And if you want to hear something that sounds really sad, you should hear a 4-cylinder 16-valve engine running on 1 cylinder. A John Deere, it ain't. So instead of that, I decided to try something a little different. I got a roll of this. It's basically a fiberglass tubing with an aluminum outer jacket. Now, of course, this stuff is designed for heat protection under your underhood wiring, or maybe spark plug wires. We all know how much heat can affect spark plug wires, especially if you've got a set of headers and the wiring kind of gets close to it. So, and this is just designed for heat protection. My hope was that it would also work as in mouse protection too. Well, in buying this roll of this sheathing heat shield, I gambled that the aluminum and fiberglass would not be a combination that the mice would like. And maybe it would keep them from eating up my plug wires for the fourth time. Well, and I'm happy to report that over the last 4 months, there's been no damage. No damage to my plug wires. And I will tell you, it's such a relief after all this time to be able to have it parked in the barn. I mean, this is our kind of our spare car for our family, to be able to get in it and it start right up. You know, no, blah, 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 blah. You got a 4-cylinder running on less than 4. Pretty sad. All right, well, let me show you the what it looks like under the hood. It's not show condition, you know. It's not. This shielding is purely a utilitarian attempt to not have to buy more $27 a box plug wires for this thing. All right, now you can see all my wiring, nice bright and aluminum, and if you look closely, absolutely zero signs of mice chewing, which is some of the best news I have seen in a long time. Now, the only wire I did not protect was the coil wire. I left that in the original, well, the sheathing that I put in with wire set number 3. But I mean, the engine's nothing to look at, but it's much nicer to look at this engine with 4 intact plug wires than it has the last few times I've popped the hood. Now, there's plenty of mouse damage under here besides the spark plug wires. I have no idea what this went to. It's a connector that, so anyway, I haven't missed it. The car runs okay. I'm sure there's something I'll find out eventually. All right, we've checked out under the hood of the Suzuki Sidekick, and the wiring for once is intact. At least the spark plugs are. 4 months into it, and everything looks wonderful. No sign of rodent damage to the sheathing. And this sheathing is, I think I got it at AutoZone or ordered it on Amazon. You can find this sheathing. It's inexpensive. I have plenty left of this roll. And it comes in different diameters, and that's important. All right, well, that's it for this edition of the Shade Tree Garage. If you like this video, give me a thumbs up. If you enjoy this content, please consider subscribing. And you never know what's coming next from the Shade Tree Garage.